Some call them ISIS, some say ISIL. There is one name the terror group does not want to be called, Daesh. That is a word that comes from Arabic, and it takes away the legitimacy as a state. So there are connotations of barbarism. ISIS members hate it so much, reportedly, they have threatened to cut out the tongue of anyone using it. Worth noting, President Obama and French President Hollande using the term more than ever. And in fact, in a recent newspaper, which I'm going to show you, the cover here, this is from the Daily News, which purposefully used it mixed with our own vulgar term. Julie Roginski, Kat Timpf, back with me now. So we are bombing, if you like, parts of Syria together. It seems as if both presidents, President of France, President of the U.S., also trying to attack ISIS, and perhaps the way that it is recruiting others by saying, you're not a state, you're basically just a group of terrorists. Julie?
Well, I think that's part of the reason you heard Obama calling it, and Democrats in Congress calling it ISIL, which is in Syria and the Levant, as opposed to saying the Islamic State. And I think that's smart, because there is no Islamic State. They are seizing territory, but they certainly haven't set up any kind of state, and that's the way to address them. I think calling them Daesh, if that's something that's so offensive to them, is fine. But to give them the legitimacy of a state or a state player or a state actor, I think is both incorrect from a geopolitical term and also incorrect from a propaganda term. Why give them more credit than they deserve?
And to your point, exactly, even with certain members, Donald Trump saying we should stop calling the terrorists who planned the attacks in Paris a mastermind. He may have been the planner, but he is not a mastermind. Kat, I have to think you agree.
Yes, I love it. He called them scum, which is what we should be calling them. Let's call them scum. Let's call them losers. Let's call them ugly. They like being scary, but if we just call them a bunch of ugly loser dweebs, that would be way more effective. And I think we should really start doing that. Maybe just call them pack of losers.
Well, and as far as their media reporting goes, their media outreach, recruiting is what I mean, they want to look powerful. They don't want to look weak, and this hopefully will hurt the amount of youth that they can bring in.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kat is absolutely right. I'm loath to say, but Donald Trump is right as well. It doesn't take a mastermind to go shoot up a club or to go shoot up people on the sidewalk. It takes exactly the same kind of brain power it does to go shoot up a school. You're not a mastermind. You're just a criminal, and you're killers. And that's all they are. This is not some elaborate plot. This was a bunch of guys walking in with semi-automatic weapons and killing people, and that doesn't take much brain power. Yeah. It just takes having a few guns.
And it's not something you do if you have a lot of friends either. Losers.
Yeah. Or are mentally strong in any way.
Right.
Julie Roginski, Kat Timpf, thank you so much for joining me. Glad to have you on these subjects with me there. Thank you for watching us here on Risk and Reward. Making Money with Charles Payne starts in 2 seconds.